Just Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host Fondue.
I'm Cheesy.
In this week's episode, we're talking all about cheese trails.
Cheese trails.
We're going to learn about a cheese trail in Austria and different parts of the USA.
Whoa.
We're going to talk about different types of cheese trails like cheese dip, beer cheese,
Yum.
and green chili cheeseburgers.
Whoa.
And of course, we're going to tell our very famous cheesy joke.
Gotta love a joke.
Stay tuned for episode 86, Happy Trails,
Happy trails.
on Just Cheesy, the podcast. If you're like us and reside in the USA, then most of these cheese trails will be a road trip for you. But the first one we're going to talk about is on a website called Austria.info. There's a union of 107 cheese producers.
Wow.
And they say you might as well take your time because there are over 60 different varieties.
Whoa.
The recommendations include Lingenau
Oh, no.
cheese cellar. I'm sorry, I'm sure I've pronounced that wrong.
Yeah, sorry.
Here they have several thousand blocks of cheese that are maturing.
Holy cow.
Then you have Andelsbusch Cheese Center. It's open 7 days a week.
Okay.
And it sells the entire range of delicacies from the area.
Wow.
And then they also have dairy farming in Egg,
Whoa.
which is a place where you can see cows and goats up close and make your own cheese.
Wow.
So if you find yourself in Austria, this might be an exciting way to spend your time.
Nice.
Now we're going to talk about the USA and several cheese trails. We're going to go alphabetically. We're not going to name every state.
Right.
But first, we're going to start in California.
Ooh.
So the Californian Cheese Trail started in 2010.
Wow.
They say here they printed about 500,000 maps.
Holy cow.
And this has increased the visibility and sales of local cheesemakers.
Wow.
They say these maps were so helpful that 79 of the cheesemakers attribute 20 to 80% of their sales
Whoa.
to people discovering them on the cheese trail.
Nice.
What once was just a printed map is now available online as well.
Ooh.
And there's even different categories. They show which ones are open, they talk about retail shops, and ones that provide tours.
Ooh.
Next, we traverse the country and end up in Connecticut.
Ooh.
Their cheese trail is on a website called buyctgrown.com.
Nice.
This website includes not only a cheese trail, but a beer trail, a wine trail,
Whoa.
and a barn trail.
Ooh.
This website encourages people to experience local food and agriculture.
Wow.
Staying in the east, we have the Vermont Cheese Trail. Now, this is one I've actually been on myself.
Ooh.
This was founded about 20 years ago
Yeah.
by the Vermont cheese-making businesses.
Yeah.
We, of course, visited a few on this list. One of them was Cabot Creamery.
Yum, yum, yum.
And we were able to have a bit of a tour and a
Yeah.
little bit of a sample.
Yeah.
And this cheese is carried through grocery stores across the country.
Yep.
But my absolute favorite in Vermont was Shelburne Farms.
Yeah.
This is not only a great place for cheese,
It is.
but they have a 1,400-acre working dairy farm.
Yeah.
The landscape is beautiful, the
It is.
architecture is beautiful,
Yeah.
and of course the cheddar cheese is magnificent.
Yum.
And of course, no cheese trail list would be complete without talking about the great state of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And this trail was very interesting to me because it gave you a list of a lot of different actual farms.
Yep.
You would go there would be a tiny little place, and you could get cheese right from the farmer.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now that there is absolutely nothing better than having cheese curd made fresh
Yep.
and getting to eat it almost immediately out of the cow.
That's an exaggeration.
Yes, that is an exaggeration.
Yeah.
The website, onlyinyourstate.com, details quite a few of the different places that you can get some cheese. One of them happens to be the National Historic Cheesemaking Center in Monroe.
Ooh.
They have details about an on-site restored cheese factory and places where you can buy cheese.
Ooh.
Cheese Trails are not a sponsor,
Nope.
but when they are, the ad will go right here. Have you ever wanted to listen to the web?
Yeah.
Well, Newsly makes that possible.
They do.
They're an all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android.
Super app.
You can listen to trending articles on the web on topics that you choose and get them read to you in a natural human voice.
What kind of topics?
Sports,
Cheese?
tech, business, science.
Cheese?
I'm sure there's even cheese.
Yay!
They even have an entire section for podcasts.
Are we there?
Of course we are.
Ooh.
It's one of my new favorite podcast apps. They even have digital radio.
Holy cow.
Just go to www.newsly.me to download it free.
Whoa.
Or use the link in the description. If you use the promo code CHEESY, that'll get you 1 month free premium subscription.
Yay, Newsly.
Now, back to the podcast. We've talked about an Austrian cheese trail.
Yeah.
We've discussed a few United States cheese trails.
Yeah.
But did you know there are some alternative trails?
There are?
For instance, on the website arkansas.com, they have the Arkansas Cheese Dip Trail.
Ooh.
Now, today we're just going to talk about the trail.
Yeah.
But back in Season 2, Episode 19, we talked all about Arkansas cheese dip.
That's right.
It's believed that Arkansas is the birthplace of cheese dip, and that goes back all the way to 1935.
Whoa.
There is an interactive cheese dip trail on this website.
Ooh.
And if Arkansas cheese dip sounds good, well, then I don't think you'd want to pass up Kentucky beer cheese.
Yeah.
On the website called KentuckyTourism.com, they have their very own beer cheese trail.
Ooh, yum.
Many people have heard of the Bourbon Trail,
Yeah.
but possibly not the beer cheese trail.
Yeah.
And all the way back in Season 1, Episode 17, we have an episode all about Kentucky beer cheese.
I remember.
The beer cheese trail consists of 8 restaurants.
Ooh.
They suggest you get a booklet called the Cheese Log at any of the participating restaurants.
Sounds fun.
And then you would purchase beer cheese from the menu,
Ooh.
enjoy the delicious beer cheese,
Oh, yeah?
and then collect a stamp for your cheese log.
Ooh.
If you return the filled-in cheese log to the Winchester Tourism Office, you can get a free t-shirt.
Whoa.
And it says here you can become a beer cheese ambassador by conquering all 8 stops and receive a t-shirt and a cheesy award.
Holy cow.
And we have New Mexico on this list
Yeah.
with their green chili cheeseburger trail.
Ooh.
On the website newmexico.org, they have an interactive map.
Ooh.
This map includes lots of restaurants across the state that sell the famous burger.
Yeah.
I see they've got Silver City on the map, but they're missing my absolute favorite restaurant,
Oh, yeah?
Adobe Springs Cafe.
Oh, yeah.
I happen to have stayed in the area on vacation, and I didn't eat there just once, but twice.
Whoa.
And one of the delicious burgers, well, there's actually a couple of them. One of them is called El Fuego.
Ooh.
It's got chorizo, black beans, 2 fried eggs
Yum.
smothered with green chili sauce,
Ooh.
grated cheddar, and crispy fried onion strings.
Yummy.
And there's also the Hangry Burger.
Ooh.
Hash browns, 2 fried eggs, cheddar cheese, and bacon, and you can
Whoa.
add green chilies.
Yum.
And their website is adobespringscafe.com.
I'm ready for a joke, Fondue.
Okay, what did the cheese say when it reached the end of the cheese trail?
I have no idea.
It's been quite the Gouda adventure.
Oh, man.
Get it? Gouda adventure?
Yeah, it was kind of bad.
I thought it was funny and a little bit cheesy. Thanks for listening to Just Cheesy the Podcast, episode 86, Happy Trails.
Thank you.
Keep an eye on justcheesy.com where we're going to be
Yeah.
updating it with all of the trails around the country and around the globe.
Stay cheesy, everybody.